This is a free sample of the book.
Your Parents Were Wrong, Debunking and Replacing Outdated Advice
By Cairo Copeland. Available on Amazon, Audible, and reinventideal.com.
Chapter 2. The Adults Are Not Smart. Parents say, listen to the adults. They're older, wiser, and know what they're talking about. Reality says, adults today are stupid. Throughout life, adults often take center stage, their words and actions imbued with an air of authority that commands our respect and obedience. From the moment we enter this world, we are conditioned to defer to their wisdom, to heed their guidance as the gospel of truth. But as we journey further along the winding road of adulthood, we come to realize that the pedestal upon which we've placed them is not as sturdy as we once believed. The notion that adults possess some innate wisdom, that they hold the keys to unlocking life's mysteries, is a comforting myth perpetuated by society. We grow up believing that our parents, teachers, preachers, police officers, and even the president are endowed with a special kind of insight, a knowledge born of age and experience. Scratch beneath the surface, and what do we find? A motley crew of flawed individuals, each grappling with their own insecurities and uncertainties, masquerading as paragons of virtue and wisdom. I mean, look at the idiots that the wise adults have been electing as president for the past few decades. Does any of that reflect the votes of deep-thinking individuals? At the heart of this fallacy lies a fundamental misunderstanding of what it means to be intelligent. Intelligence is not merely the ability to regurgitate facts or recite platitudes. It is the capacity for critical thinking, for questioning the status quo, for challenging the prevailing wisdom of the day. And yet, all too often, we mistake confidence for intelligence, mistaking loudness for insight. Consider, if you will, the archetypal parent, dispensing pearls of wisdom from on high, their words weighted with the gravitas of age and experience. Listen to your elders, they say, for they know what's best for you. And yet, as we grow older, we come to realize that their advice is not infallible, that their knowledge is not as vast as we once believed. These are the same people that ruined the lives of many millennials with lifelong student debts for foolish majors that awarded them no viable careers. They said things like, oh, just do what you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. Or pursue your passion and the money will follow. Or all degrees are good degrees and you can't put a price on education. And my favorite one, the Lord will provide. Indeed, the truth is that the adults are often just as lost and confused as the rest of us. Their certainty merely a facade, masking as a deep-seated insecurity. They cling to their beliefs like a drowning man clutching at a life raft, desperate for something to anchor them in a sea of uncertainty. But certainty is a dangerous illusion, a false sense of security that blinds us to the myriad possibilities that lie beyond. And what of the so-called experts, the guidance counselors and professors, the employers and mentors? Are they not also guilty of this fallacious thinking? Indeed, they too fall victim to the seductive allure of certainty, their advice tainted by their own narrow worldview. But fear not, for there is a litmus test by which to judge the advice of these self-proclaimed sages. Ask yourself this simple question: would I trade lives with this person? Whenever somebody is giving you any sort of advice on anything at all, always ask that question: would I trade lives with this person? If the answer is no, then why should you heed their counsel? A mentor can only guide you as far as they themselves have ventured. They can't take you any further than they themselves have already gone. They can only take you as far as they have gone, and if their path leads only to mediocrity, what use are they to you? That's the only place they will ever lead you. Countless clients of mine, during my days as a financial advisor, objected to my advice because it went against what their parents told them to do. And then I'd ask, well, is your mom rich? Is your dad rich? To both questions, they'd answer no, prompting me to respond, well, then why do you listen to them? Same goes for teachers. We're told to always listen to them, as though they are these sages of sense and beacons of knowledge. But does their life circumstances reflect the application of intellect? Teachers toil away in the trenches of academia for a pittance of a salary. Are they truly paragons of success you want to be? Or are they simply cogs in the machine, perpetuating the same tired myths of good grades and extra effort paying off? I mean, they make $40,000 a year. Is that what you want to do? Is that what you want to be? Is that how you want your life to turn out? And how about your parents? Have they achieved the pinnacle of their potential and are living in a lab of luxury for you to learn and emulate in your own life? Or do you see them struggle, suffer, bitch and moan at each other over how they are constantly tired from the trials of life? Would you trade lives with them? In the end, the choice is yours. Will you continue to place your faith in the flawed wisdom of those who came before you, or will you forge your own path, heedless of the naysayers and skeptics? The answer lies within. To cast off the shackles of blind deference and embrace the uncertainty of the unknown, challenge the prevailing wisdom of the day, and carve out our own destiny, guided not by the outdated notions of our forebears, but by the relentless pursuit of truth and understanding. For in the end, it is not the certainty of our beliefs that define us, but the courage to question them.
Thank you for listening to this free sample of the book
Your Parents Were Wrong, Debunking and Replacing Outdated Advice
by Cairo Copeland. Available on Amazon, Audible, and reinventideal.com.